Hello everyone. Today we will continue with the second part of variance analysis under cost accounting. That is one of the course, one of the subject under semester 3. In our previous session we are done with majority of the important part under variance analysis. Now we are continuing with the importance of variance analysis. So the importance number 1 is measurement of operational efficiency. When we came to know about the variance, we are able to measure the efficiency of different departments, the efficiency of different sections, the efficiency of different activities, and how efficient we are working. That can easily be measured with the help of variance analysis. As we have discussed in our previous session that when we talk about variance, it is the difference between the actual output and the budgeted output, or it is the difference between the actual performance and what we have planned out in the beginning. So when the difference is more, that means we are lacking something. If the difference is more, that means there is something need to be corrected. And that is why we are able to measurement our efficiency, whether we are doing the right amount of manufacturing, whether we are earning the right amount of profitability, whether we are spending the right amount of expenditure. So the first point under importance of variance analysis is measurement of operational efficiency. The next importance, the next benefit from variance analysis, we have technique of cost control. It is very common thing that all the companies, all the manufacturers, all the industries, they want to control their cost. When they are able to control their cost, they are able to enhance their profitability. So this is one of the technique, one of the tool with the help of which the companies are able to control the cost. When they are able to control the cost, automatically they are able to increase the profitability. So with the help of variance analysis under standard costing, all the companies try to use this technique in order to control the total cost in manufacturing of any product or in rendering services to the society. The third importance, the third benefit is knowledge of variance centers. We know that there are two centers, one we called it as cost center, another we called it as profit center. These centers are responsible to calculate the total cost of a product or to calculate the total profit on a product. When we talk about the knowledge of various centers, it may be cost centers, it may be profit centers. So how we are going to control? We are going to control all these cost centers and profit centers under variance analysis when we are knowing that these are the major centers where we are spending the amount. We are very particular about all these cost centers and profit centers to calculate the exact amount of total cost or the exact amount of total profit. Now, the benefit number 4 is determination of responsibilities. When we talk about variance of department, when we talk about there is a variance in the different department or different activities or different section, we are not able to control it unless and until we are not going to fix the responsibilities. So here we are talking about individuals, here we are talking about persons, here we are talking about the in charge who is responsible for that department or for that activity or for that section. So when we are able to fix the responsibility, then only that person is going to do the job for us. So the most important part of management is to know that who is responsible for that type of work, who is responsible for spending the amount in order to manufacture a particular product, who is responsible in order to earn a good amount of profitability. So how we are going to know? We are going to know on the basis of these responsibility centers, and then we are able to fix the responsibility on individuals. The Next importance is measurement of accuracy of standard. Some of the time or at times we are failed to fix the right standards, and if we fail to fix the right standards, how our actual performance is going to be matched with that one? So it is show that we have some sort of differences or variances between the standard figure as well as the actual figure, and then we are able to know that the standards what we have set, the parameters what we have set, the benchmark what we have set is not correct, is not right, it is not realistic. So with the help of variance analysis, we are able to measure the accuracy of our standard, whether we have maintained the right standards or not, whether what we have planned out is actually going to be achieved by us or not, whether it is practical or not, whether it is achievable or not, whether it is realistic or not. That is why they said that with the help of variance analysis, we are able to measure the accuracy of standards. Then the next importance is relative measurement of performance, that we are going to do some sort of comparison. For example, if we have three departments, Department A, Department B and Department C. On the basis of variance analysis, we are able to have a comparison for the performance by Department A, Department B and Department C. And then we have some sort of relative measurement of performance between these departments. The next importance is basis of future action and planning. On the basis of the result of variance analysis, we are able to do the planning for the coming time, to set the standard for the coming time. For future, whatever we are going to plan, that is on the basis of the result given by variance analysis in previous time period. So that will help us in order to get the maximum profit or the desirable results on the basis of the result given by variance analysis in previous time, so that in future we are going to accommodate all those things which will help us in order to work in a more effective and efficient manner. Then another importance is cost consciousness. All the people, all the employee, management, workers, co-workers, the entire company, the entire organization, now they have a concern about cost, because they know if we are going to spend more amount, when there is a difference between the actual expenditure and the budgeted expenditure, the profit is going to be low. So they all have a concern how to minimize, how to control the cost. Once they are able to minimize the cost, once they are able to control the cost, they are automatically able to increase the profit. So these are the importance of variance analysis. Now the next part, the second part, causes of variances. First of all, we are talking about the variances which is related to material. We are able to manufacture any article, any commodity only with the help of raw material or material. So there is a variance occurred, there is a variance incurred on the basis of procurement of material. So I am going to tell you about what are the main reasons which are related to material and that causes variance. Point number 1, changes in market price of material. For example, we plan out that we are going to get the raw material for 100 rupees per kg, but at the time of actual purchasing the rate is 110 rupees per kg. There is a variance, there is a difference of 10 rupees in a kg. If we are going to purchase good amount of quantity, automatically the amount is going to be vary at a large scale, right? So the main cause is changes in market price of material. The budgeted amount, the planned amount is different from the market price of material. Second reason of variance is changes in the tax rate on the material. In our previous video, we have discussed about controllable variance and uncontrollable variance. This particular point relates to uncontrollable variance. Why? Because the rate of tax is decided by the government. If the government has increased the rate of tax, automatically the rate of material is going to be high. For example, earlier the rate of tax was 10%. So, we are paying 10 rupees to the government, but now the rate of tax becomes 20%. So, we have to pay 20 rupees to the government by way of tax, and because of the increase in the tax rate, there is a difference, there is a variance at the price of material or in the price of material. Third cause of variance is failed to secure expected discount on purchase. When we talk about industries, when we talk about factories, when we talk about companies, when we talk about manufacturing units, they all are going to manufacture the product at a large quantity. To manufacture the product at a large quantity, they required the raw material at large quantity. Because of large quantity, because they are purchasing the raw material in bulk, they are eligible to get certain sort of discount. But when the company fail to get the discount, they have to pay the higher price. So, the companies or the industries, they prefer to do a better negotiation at the time of purchasing of raw material, especially when they are purchasing at bulk. If they are able to get the discount, the cost of material is going to be decreased. If they fail to do so, automatically the cost of material is going to be increased or high. Then the next reason, the next cause is additional transportation cost. If the companies or the industries, they are paying extra cost for transportation, the total cost is going to be increased. For example, you are purchasing the raw material once, or if you are going to purchasing the raw material 10 times. If you are going to purchase raw material at once, you have to pay the transportation cost only one time. But when you are purchasing in equal intervals or again and again, just now I told you that you are going to purchase in 10 times. So, all these 10 times you have to pay the transportation cost. So, when there is an increase in transportation cost, there is an increase in the cost of material. When there is an increase in the cost of material, there is an increase in the total cost of material, and because of which there is a variance in the total cost of product. Then change in technique or method of production. What you have calculated is on the basis of a particular technique or method, but at the time of actual production, at the time of actual manufacturing of goods or commodity, you have changed the technique, you have changed the method of production, and because of the change in the technique and because of the change in the method of production, there is an increase or decrease in the cost of production. Then change in material mix. You required 2, 3, 4 or 5 or more than these different type of material in order to manufacture a particular product. If there is a change in this material mix, there is a change in the output, there is a change in the cost of final product. So, dear students, these are the major causes of variance which are in relation to material. When we have calculated variance on the basis of material, these are the major reasons, these are the major causes because of which there is a difference between the actual cost and the budgeted figures. Now, we are going to discuss about causes of variance which are basically because of wages or labor. The amount which we are paying to our workers, we called it as wages. So, the total expenditure incurred by us on labor or on wages, there might be some sort of differences. So, the reason number 1 is changes in basic wages rate. we are supposed to pay 1000 rupees per person, but there is a change in the actual wage. It might be 1200, it might be 800, might be higher, might be lower, but because of this there is a variance in the total labor cost. Second one is more payment for overtime wages. When we are unable to deliver the output in time, we ask our workers or laborers to do some extra work during the extra time. For extra working, we are going to pay overtime. And because of this overtime, the total burden on the company, on the industry, on wages or labor is going to be increased. And when the wages are going to be increased, the impact is there is an increase of the total cost of the product. Another cause of variance, another reason of variance when we talk about labor is change in demand and supply of workers. We all know when the demand is more and the supply is less, we have to pay more extra amount. We have to pay higher wage or labor, and vice versa. So because of the demand and supply, the rate of wages, the amount to be paid to workers is going to be increase or decrease. Then the next reason is lack of proper supervision of work. When we do not have managers to look upon the workers, when we do not have the managers to take care of all the things, the workers or the people who are working in our organization, they are not doing the work properly. So because they are not doing the work properly, we are not able to get the right amount of output in time. It is advisable that you have to fix managers on your workforce so that manager is able to get the work done from the workers, from the laborers in a more appropriate and efficient manner. In the absence of a good manager, the company has to bear extra cost on wages, on labor, because the workers are not properly guided, the workers are not properly working, and because they are not properly working, the output is not up to the mark. Then next reason for variance is use of defective machinery and equipment. Workers are trained, workers are willing to work, but they are unable to work because of defective machinery or defective equipment. To avoid all these things, it is very much essential for the company, for the industry, for the organization to make the machinery and equipment in a correct manner. There is no defect, so that workers are able to do the job for the organization without any problem. Then the next reason is inadequate training of employees. Our workers, our laborers, they are not properly trained. Because they are not properly trained, they are not able to work as per the norms, as per the parameters set by the company, set by the industry, and because of which there is a difference between the actual output and the standard set by the organization or the company. So again, it is essential to train your workers so that they are able to work in a efficient and effective manner, and they are able to match as per the standard set by the organization. Then the last reason of variance for today's session is discontentment among workers due to unsatisfactory working conditions. Some of the time the workers, the employees, they are not at all satisfied. When they are not at all satisfied, they are not going to give their 100% in their work. When they are not giving 100% in their work, the result is the output is going to be highly affected. So a company, an organization must be sure that the employees or the workers, they are satisfied and they are paying their 100% when they are working for the organization. So the point which we have discussed just now is purely related to the variance when we talk about labor variance. So, in today's discussion we have covered the importance of variance analysis, and then what are the reasons, what are the causes for variance. We divided the causes into two parts: causes of variance related to material and causes of variance related to labor. I hope our today's discussion will definitely help you in understanding the basic concepts of variance analysis. That is all for today's discussion. Thank you so very much.